boil some, these are fresh eggs, and we're going to make some, they're not pickled eggs, they're soy sauce eggs. Anyway, these are, I'm following the USDA recommendation about how to put a hole in the big end of them, put them in a single layer in the pan, and bring them to a boil. So what I'm going to do right here is I've got one of my needles and one of those wire nut on it because it was killing my hand.
And we didn't have a push pin.
Yeah, a push pin would probably work a lot better. So you just place the needle on the end, the big end, and push. There. So I'm going to finish these eggs up and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so now I'm going to turn on the fire. Got the lid on the pan, which is what it says to do. Bring it to a boil and then turn it off and set it aside, which I can just leave it right here because this being a gas stove, when it's off, it's off. Anyway, bring it to a boil, turn it off, then set it aside for 15 to 18 minutes. No further boiling. Okay, so the eggs were brought to a boil. I've turned them off and set my timer for 18 minutes since these are pretty big eggs. Off. Now I'm going to put these over into, it says ice water. Everybody knows knows that I'm off grid. I don't have ice water, but we do have pretty cold well water. So that's what I'm having to use. Anyway, it says to remove them from the pan. Got one cracked right there, but it might be alright. And into the ice water for 10 minutes. So let me get all those out. Okay, in the meantime, while these eggs are cooling, you bring your water back to simmering, because when a minute is up, you put them back in the simmering water for 10 seconds. That's it, just 10 seconds. Works. These fresh eggs came out perfect. The last time I tried to peel fresh eggs, they look like they've been run over. So let's get the rest of these peeled and we'll start getting them in the jars and washed a little. And get them in the jars. It may only take one jar, I don't know. I'll bring you right back. Here's the way they were cooked. We're going to cut one in half. That will obviously not go in the jar. Just to see how the middle looks.
It's fully hard boiled.
Fully hard boiled. It's perfect. Doesn't have any of that green around the outside or anything. Doesn't look like, so yeah, that worked. Okay, these aren't washed yet. We're about to wash them. You can see there was a couple of little errors on some of these, but I really think that's the first ones that I did. I was pretty timid about putting that needle into the egg. Afraid I was going to break the egg or mess something up, and I don't think I got it all the way through the shell. But the ones that we did go all the way into the shell, the way it's supposed to be, they all peeled perfectly.
Those first ones you might have not got through the membrane.
Yeah.
Just barely broke through the shell, but not all the way through the membrane.
Could be. But anyway, that's the only, and they still peeled pretty good, but not as good as the rest of them. But we're going to use them anyway. So let's get our ingredients for our soy sauce eggs. My jars heating up in this hot water so that they don't crack when the hot brine is put in.
I didn't know.
We got a pan ready here for the brine to go into.
And this has black peppercorns, garlic cloves, ginger, and a habanero pepper, large habanero pepper, quartered. About a tablespoon and a half of sugar, and half a cup of apple cider vinegar, 4 cups of water, and maybe a cup and a quarter of soy sauce.
Okay, so we're going to put that together in the pan and bring it to a boil.
Just using the rest of this bottle of soy sauce.
soy sauce smells good.
There'll definitely be leftover brine.
Yeah.
But we can make more eggs if we want.
Right. Okay, we're going to light the stove and get this, bring it to a boil. Then we'll finish rinsing our eggs and put them in the quart jar and pour the hot brine over it, and we'll bring you back. The brine, it's finished. He also added a little bit, just a pinch of cinnamon.
It was maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon.
Yeah,
Tiny
and
amount.
then a few pieces of my dried green onion in there. It calls for Chinese five spice in the original recipe. We don't have that. And it's just as well because five spice has cloves
And star
anise in it, and I don't really like either one of those. So this,
you wouldn't let me put any cloves in it, so.
No, I wouldn't let you, so you can just quit crying about it. So anyway, I guess it's time to get the eggs into the jars. Got my lids and rings back there. They're used rings because these are not canned. They're just stored in the cooler. The original recipe for this much brine, calls for only 8 eggs. And if you wanted to, you could just...
This piece of shell stuck to that one.
Oh, we don't want that. Anyway, if you wanted to, you could just divide them between the 2 jars, unless you think they'll all go in there.
No, they're not all going to go in there. Might be boiling some more eggs depending on how much brine is left.
Yeah. Well, we can do that. I don't know what to do.
We've got plenty of eggs.
Yep. Just ease it in there so it won't surprise the jar. Yeah, we've got plenty of eggs. What do we say, 7 dozen or something?
Yeah, there's 7 dozen sitting right over there.
And that's not even counting these?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. So we got to do something with them. And we've had these before. They're very good. Oh,
no.
Whoops. Hold on. And how long did you say you thought? A day or
The longer they sit, the better, but at least a day.
Yeah. Now, if these were already ready and we were cutting one open, I would show you why you cannot be canning pickled eggs, because the brine will not go through to the yolk.
Get something else and get some of these peppercorns and stuff out of the bottom.
Oh.
If I can find them.
Well, I see some floating in the jar.
Do you?
Yeah, I see them.
Oh.
There's some right there in that jar. So you got some out.
I don't know.
Alright. So they're covered with the brine now, this soy sauce brine. I'm going to put the lids and rings on and store them after they cool down. This cools down some. You can let it sit here for an hour and they'll still be safe. You see those lids look terrible. That's because they're used lids.
You can see here where like the ginger and cinnamon settled
Right.
on the edge of that egg there.
Yeah.
Because it's not, ginger and cinnamon's not going to dissolve.
No, they don't. They just hang out. Anyway, and there you go. And I'll link you to the actual recipe for these eggs. And I'll also link you to the NCHFP or USDA page that has how to hard cook really fresh
See, they're already turning brown.
Yeah. How to hard cook really fresh eggs. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell me if you've made these. Tell me what you think. Come back and see us again. Don't forget to hit the little bell so you can get notifications.